Let me show you how to maximize recovery with an ice bath. Alright guys, here we are on a Sunday filming some things that I do for recovery. So no weight training today, just cardio this morning, stretching, some abs and some vacuum work, and then guess what? So we kind of alternate back and forth between ice baths, which we got here today, and then Epsom salt baths. So let's show you what it looks like. I have 40 pounds of ice dumped into this bathtub, and then I filled it with cold water. It's probably going to hit me right below my sternum. And then once I get settled into it, start the timer, I'll actually dip my arms down into it to where my elbows are fully in the water. And then we'll sit there for 6 minutes today. I'll get out, talk to you some more about it, and then let Ty get in. So let's get it. Oh, yes. So normally I don't do this with clothes on, but we're on YouTube and trying to get banned. All right, he's got to drop down. Oh. Every time, takes your breath. All right, 6 minutes. When the timer goes off, I get out. So what you'll find is, this takes me back to my football days, honestly. We used to do this 1 to 2 days before games, after practice was over. And you know, it's really interesting, we'd fill up these giant trash cans, get into it, up to our neck, and just sit there for as long as we could take it. And then we'd sit there and watch game film as our body warmed up before we got home. So, you know, it's one of those things, like, this definitely takes some mental toughness. It's not for people who don't like pain, because I'm telling you right now, like, these first couple minutes are absolute hell. I can feel my heart rate raised, my toes are hurting and burning, but the benefits of this are how much better my knees, my elbows, my hips, my low back feel when I get out of this. So if it takes 6 minutes of hell to relieve some joint tension, then that's what we got to do, because as you guys know, like, it's all about enduring as much as we can take pain-wise if it's going to give us long-term growth. All right, time for me to focus and zone out. So this is definitely one of those things where the longer you stay in it, the more you get used to it. Like now, at this point, my feet are pretty much numb and the shivering stopped. So it's much more tolerable. So if you can really fight that urge, especially that first 2 minutes to get out, I'm telling you, it won't be nearly as bad. Put on some YouTube and just kind of zone out. All right, 6 minutes. I am up, Ty is in. All right, 6 minutes for him. Restart.
What was the cucumber?
All right, guys, while Ty soaks in here, let me talk to you about the benefits of what this is going to do. So I mentioned recovery, and that is super true. Like, it's going to help my quads, hamstrings, low back, glutes, all those. And then if you notice, I had my elbows dipped in there in the side here because, as you know, elbows can be an issue for a lot of bodybuilders just for sheer repetition. So I want to make sure I keep mine as healthy as humanly possible. So again, if I'm going to get in the ice bath, I'm going to dip my elbows in and keep in there, keep still. And that's going to help boost recovery, but also help take pain away. So, you know, a lot of people think heat, and, you know, especially if you have an injury, they think heat, and that can be the exact opposite. So even though it'll take away pain initially, what we want to do is reduce inflammation. So that's what this ice bath is doing. It's reducing our inflammation. It's helping release our shock protein. It's helping increase energy and alertness. And then honestly, like, there's a lot of science out there that shows how much it helps you learn to adapt to stress, because, you know, we're using this ice bath here today, and as you can see how calm he is, right? He goes to the state tournament next week, and as he just said, you know, Chad said, man, you jumped in there like a boss, and he's like, I've been in way worse positions. So again, this is not also helping your body, but it also helps your mind, because again, this isn't comfortable. This isn't like sitting in an Epsom salt bath. To me, that feels great and incredible. Now, there might be a flip side. Some people may like the cold and hate the heat. So whatever that is for you, that technique will help you in terms of stress management. So again, not only with recovery, it helps us with mental capacity as well. So again, there is a lot of like science out there showing like it's going to help you trigger some fat loss. I don't necessarily do it for all that stuff. I do it because I know it makes my legs feel better, my knees feel better. So, you know, especially if you're in a prep or in the off season when your weight's up and you're putting more stress on your joints. So if you're not in the pre-contest, what you want to think about is you're doing lots of cardio, right? You might be hitting legs 2 or 3 times a week. If you're in the off season, your weight's going to be up. So that means there's going to be more stress on your low back, your hips, ankles, knees, all that stuff, just moving through daily life. So this is going to be a great additive to everyone's routine out there. Again, 6 minutes to 8 minutes is what I kind of find is a sweet spot, but you can help build that up. So let's say day 1, you can only make it 3 minutes. Okay, next time you're in there, next week, or the second time you do it that week, try to get to 4. And I want to build that, you see people do it as much as 15 to 30 minutes. So always to do that. And the last thing I want to cover in this video is, let's say you don't have one of these giant tubs like we're fortunate enough to have. What can you get? You can get a big barrel. You can, like I said, you can get a big trash can, fill that up with ice, and then dump water in it. And the coolest thing that I've ever seen is one of my clients actually got a chest freezer that's temperature regulated, kept it about 35 degrees Fahrenheit. And would just keep that in his garage. And then instead of adding ice each week, because roughly that cost me, I think it was like $8 to have 40 pounds of ice. If you don't want to have to spend that money, you just invest in a chest freezer, keep it about 35 degrees, and then pop the lid, jump in, set your timer, and you're going. So again, lots of ways that we can do this. You'll see a lot of them advertised on Instagram or on Google. And they're as much as $2,500. To me, that's just silly. I'm not going to spend that much money on that because honestly, if I wanted a giant tub, I'd just go to a Tractor Supply store, get a big thing that's for farm and animal feed, and just do it that way. If we didn't have a bathtub, that's what I would do. So if you really like this video, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Take an ice bath, toughen up, and let me know how you like it. Chris Evans TV.